it's Erica from Eclectic Enchantments here. I'm going to be doing a nail art tutorial for you today for the letter K. I'm going to be doing these tutorials as vlogs from now on. It was requested by a few of you, so I'd like to do that. And because of that reason, I'm going to be working a couple of weeks ahead for themes. So I've already had suggestions for next week's theme, which is the letter L. This week I had a couple of suggestions for the letter K. And at the end of the video I will be asking you to make some suggestions for the letter afterwards. So today's letter is K, and I have chosen to do kite. And for the background I'm going to attempt to do an ombre background for the sky. Let's get started. Right, so I have applied a base coat to a nail stick. Basically find this a lot easier to paint the nails rather than trying to contort my own nails and get it into shot. It's just so that I can show you how to do this easier. For the first one we need to take a sponge, and you can see I've been practicing a little, and what you need to do is have it slightly moist and then just paint each of the colours that you want to use over the sponge. Because it's slightly moist, it's not going to actually, wrong one, sorry, you want to do the middle one last. It's not going to actually soak in too much, and at the same time hopefully it won't dry as quickly, giving you a little bit more time to actually get the effect that you want. And that squeaking you can hear is Hendrix playing with his toy snake. And here we go. So we've got all three colours that we're going to use, and then what you do is you just take the sponge and just dab it over, whichever way is easiest for you really. There's no hard and fast rules. And just, I'll pick it up a little bit, sorry if it goes out of focus. I'm actually using my new camera, so I'm still learning. And just dab it around. And what we want to do then is to leave that to dry, and once it's dry we'll do a couple of more coats until we get the desired effect that we want. I've loaded up the sponge again, so we'll just dab on a second coat. Obviously this would be much easier if you're painting your own nails without a camera in the way. And as you can see, the effect is already starting to appear. We just let that dry, and then we'll do another coat and see how it looks. There we have our 5 nails all dry. And what we're going to do next is to pick a finger on which to draw, or paint I should say, the kite. I generally like to go for my ring finger. As you can see here, this is my favourite nail. I don't know about anybody else, I might be a little bit weird, but I have a favourite nail, and it is my ring finger nail. So I always do my main piece of nail art on that finger. With that in mind, I'm going to pick that one out and pop the actual nail art on there. So what we're going to use for this is the Rio Nails pen and brush. I've got, oh sorry, a black, a pink, a green, and a lovely sort of blood red. I'm not actually sure what I'm going to do quite yet, to be honest. I'll just see what goes, but I thought I would do a bit of a cartoon effect, so doing a black outline and everything, because what I want to continue on to the other nails, the black outline will look really good. As I said, the sky is this ombre effect, and let's start drawing the nails. I realised I said let's start drawing the nails, which would be a bit weird. I meant the kite. Still a little bit nervous, still my first vlog. Now, as most people like to have their nail art that way around, I'm going to just do my best to get this into shots here. There we go. Right, now I'm just going to do a basic kite shape, nothing too fancy, and hopefully I will try my best to stay out of the way while I'm doing it. So it's come out a little bit thicker than I would have liked. And I just want to have a little bit of a towel going off the side here. And then I'm going to just do, I think, a basic split into a couple of, I don't know. I'll do a split into, let's see what happens as I'm drawing. There we go. We're going to go for a 3-colour split. Okay, so we'll just let the outline dry and then we'll come back and pop a bit more colour on. So let's just pop some colour into the outlines here. Just making sure you can still see what I'm doing. As I said, just use any colours that you want. It doesn't really matter, it's personal choice. As with all of this, if you wanted to do a different background, obviously, you can do a different background. And as you know, I'm not the world's best nail art person. It's a very technical term there. But I do enjoy doing it. So I hope that you're liking what I'm doing so far. And just pop a little bit of green in there. I like that green, it's so bright. And finally we'll use the pink, which is a lovely hot pink. Okay, we will just let that dry off to the side. And what we're going to do is to carry on, if I just move that slightly to the side while it's drying, we're going to carry on the effect of the kite flying through the sky. So what I want to do is to line up the nails, bearing in mind these are going to be your middle finger, your index finger and your thumbnail. So obviously they're not going to all be the same size as my nails here. I'm just using these as demonstration purposes so that it's easier for me to show you. And what we want to do is this little tiny towel that's coming off of the kite there, I want to carry that across onto the other nails. So it looks like the kite is flying through the sky. Oh, a bit of a gloop there. So what I'm going to do is to just, sorry, I know I'm blocking your view there. Just fly through the sky and just carry the continuation, just continue the towel all the way along the nails until you've got a pattern that you like. Now you can always make a double towel, and I think that's quite pretty. I'm going to stick with the first one, but as you can see, the drawing underneath that you've probably been wondering, I'm using a piece of scrap paper because I always do to dab excess varnish onto. You could do a double towel where they cross over just to give a different effect. But we're going to stick with the single one for now. And then what we want to do, so my hand was stuck to it, is to just add some little bows. Now you can add the bows in black or even in the same colours that you put onto your kite. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to add some little bows, and they're really simple to do, just 2 triangles and they don't have to be perfect. And I'm just going to add one of each colour. You can put as many as you want on. You don't have to put any bows on if you don't want to. I seem to be turning into quite a girly girl recently, so I think bows are really pretty. And I'm stuck to the plastic again. And the last one, and you're probably thinking, or you might not be, I don't know, that I've got one now left over that's going to just have the sky on. But I have a plan, a cunning plan. And there is the little kite. Now we just need to do the little fingers. So while they're drying, we'll move them off to the side and pop in our final little fingernail. And for this one, I'm going to use Neon Nails, which you can find on my blog somewhere. And I'm going to paint a sun. Just a simple sun. You can do it going off to the corner. You can do it going off to the side, whichever way you want. I'm going to do it so that it's just on the moon of the now, the half moon. I don't know what the technical term is. That's just what I've always called it. And obviously it's going to need a couple of coats. Oh, sorry, blocking there. There we go. And just dab it on to get a nice bright colour. And then obviously leave it to dry in between coats, but I'm just so that it's done. You can go further down if you want to. And all I'm going to do is to just use a bit of a cotton bud and just I just want a little bit of a sunburst effect, which I don't think you're really going to be able to see. I'm not sure if it's going to show up. There we go. Just a bit of a sunburst. And that's it. All 5 of the nails, which aren't in shot at all, sorry. I need to pay more attention. I just pay more attention to lining them up so that they looked right than if they were actually even in view. Let's see, yeah, that will be. So excuse me for 1 second. There we go. K is for kite. That's Nail Art Alphabet finished for this week. As I said, I have some suggestions for L. So the letter after L is M, I hope. And I would like for you to leave me some comments suggesting what theme I could paint for the letter M. I've been Erica from Eclectic Enchantments, and I would like to thank you very much for watching. Bye!